Hey everyone, it's Chris from Stamp Blessings, and I'm here today to give you a tutorial on this really cute card using Close to My Heart's Snow-body Like You stamp set. Linda saw me post this and she said, "Hey Chris, will you do a tutorial?" So on Saturday, I tried rushing through, doing one on the fly. I ended up stamping my snowman down too low and the sentiment went across its feet. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to just delete it and start all over. So if you were on Saturday online and you saw my live, this might look familiar to you, but I'm going to do a take two. So first, let's just look at this stamp set real quick. It's from Close to My Heart. What's really nice about it is you can also get it with matching thin cut dies. Those are the outlines that you see here. So it would come with 1, 2, 3 different dies to cut out these snowmen. But I figured with them, I'm going to do a lot of direct to paper stamping. So I left off the die option and I ended up saving myself some money. I think this set is like $15.95, so it's really, really reasonable. When I made this card, I used some retired Close to My Heart cardstock. So I'm going to go ahead and remake it today with some current papers. And for that, I'm going to use Close to My Heart's new Evergreen pack. I've used most of the music note paper because I did a mitten swap, and I used the majority of my mittens with this paper. But it's really pretty, and so it has a backside of a gray. And then we have this lovely green with a little foliage pattern going on. And the other side to that is this really cool polka dots. So it's like a brown craft paper with different toned polka dots, which is really cool. I'm going to be using that today. And then the last paper in this paper pack is these snowflakes made out of evergreens, really kind of unique. I like that idea. But on the other side is this really pretty evergreen pattern paper. And there's almost like a little bit of a blue tone to it. So it's very lovely. A lot of people are using this also for their outdoor nature pictures. So I would urge you, when you're looking at Close to My Heart papers, think, oh yeah, what else would that go with? So if you have some nature pictures, think about that. So I'm going to just set my card aside, and I'm going to this time stamp my sentiment first, since that was the problem. And I've got a tag die cut. It's a retired die. I think this is from when I was with either Muse Studio. I think it's probably in a Muse Studio die. It's a great size. And I've already put my sentiment on, and it says, "Friendship never melts away." Perfect for a snowman. So I've just re-inked my Intense Black. Intense Black is great for watercolors, alcohol markers, any type of coloring. But because I just re-inked it, I would have to heat set it so I wouldn't smudge anything. So I'm going to just be safe and use my Memento ink, because Memento ink is also great for alcohol markers. Today I'll be coloring with Copic markers. Close to My Heart sells tri-blend markers, so if you don't have markers, it's worth checking them out. You get 3 colors in one stick, which is kind of nice, instead of having to buy a zillion different Copic markers and then trying to figure out which go together. So I've got my sentiment on, and it's perfect. When you first get your first Close to My Heart stamp and you're using it for the first time, you want to season your stamp, and that's merely taking it and rubbing it either on your jeans or rubbing it against your hand. And that just kind of gets it ready for use. So I'm going to go ahead, and this little guy is really cute. I used him, during the Coffee Lover blog hop, and I made 2 really cute cards. So it's not coffee in his hand, it's hot cocoa, but that's okay. He's still cute. So get that in and go ahead and put him down. So this time I have room for both the sentiment and my image. I don't know if you're noticing, but when I press down, I'm holding it for just a minute or so that the ink can transfer from the clear stamp onto the paper. I found that this gives me a little bit of a crisper image. I'm also using the foam that is part of each stamp set that Close to My Heart sends out, so that's tucked in there. And that's what that foam is for if you're not sure. And I got a perfect image. And you can tell the ink is all off this stamp, so like it's perfect, ready to go. Okay, so I'll move that aside and I'll go ahead and begin to color. I don't edit my videos, so you're gonna just have to put up with me for a minute yet coloring. I like to check my colors on a scrap, but don't worry, this guy goes really quick. Don't you love his little antler headband? It's so cute. So I'm gonna just quickly do this. If you're just tuning in, I appreciate you coming to watch my live video. You can also leave a comment and I'll come back and comment back or respond to any questions you have. I'll be also posting this and sharing this video on YouTube so that more friends that are not on Facebook can see it. There we go. Kind of blend that brown in. Nice. Got to give him some little pink cheeks. Super cute. And the carrot nose. All right, for his scarf, I'm going to just take two Copic markers and start blending. I'll try to leave a little bit of a white highlight. I think that's what the professionals do, right? They leave a little shading. I like to just lay my dark color down first, and then I pull it out with the lighter colors. So I'm gonna just kind of circle around and quickly try and get that pulled out and ready to go. It's raining like crazy here in Virginia, but I have to say I'm glad that it's not snow yet. So I know some places are probably going to be seeing snow, but right now it's just rain, kind of a cold, wet rain. The snowman would rather have the snow, I'm sure. Okay. All right, just did a little bit. For my cocoa mug, because I'm going to go brown in the middle, I'm going to just have a warm gray, and that picks up the paper colors in my paper too. And then for his boots, I'm going to pull in those darker browns just so that I have some brown in there. This is a little bit lighter than I had wanted, but I think I have a little bit of a darker color. Yeah. And that's how quick he's done. I mean, he's already ready to go on a tag, on a card. So perfect. Now the last thing I wanted to do, and this is probably what makes him stand out so much in my card, is I went ahead with my Copic marker, I'm going to try and bring it close, and just made little stippled dots. So one technique is just to outline your snowman in a solid Copic to kind of make him pop on this white card base. But today I'm going to just go ahead and do little dots all around him to kind of make him stand out more. And I'm going to show you how I start that. I just start going around. I start kind of in threes until I feel comfortable, and then I just keep moving around him. And to be honest, I would say less is more, you know, that old saying. I went pretty hog wild here on him, all over the antlers, and I think I could have probably done a little bit less. So hopefully I start at the right time, stop at the right time here. But you don't want just an even number of dots around him, so you do want to come out a little bit and pull it out. All right, I think I'll pull a couple out here so that it's not just, and now I'm going to bring it just closer so that you can see. It's quite light. I'm just using a really light blue. You could also do it in gray. But now you can see the difference between the white paper and him. All right, now we're just going to go ahead and assemble our cards. So here is the evergreen papers that I was talking about. And I've pre-cut them, so this panel is 4 by 4 1/4. I'm gonna go ahead and lay that down quickly. I like to use glue lately. I had a hard time using glue, but I've got a lighter hand now, and it allows me to kind of just move it, especially when I'm on camera, for just a second yet, once I get it, those borders nice. Okay, and then for this, I could use this side, but I think I'm gonna go ahead with those polka dots. I really like that. And this panel is 1 inch by 4 inches. So that gives me that nice border. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and put that down here. And then see, and here I just missed my edge, so I can lift it for just that moment and go ahead and fix that. So to cover that gap, I've cut a zip strip from Close to My Heart's 12 by 12 paper. And because it's such a pretty pattern, I wanted to save it. So I cut that again in half. So I have a 1/4 by 4 inches, and I'm gonna go ahead and just carefully lay that down over my gap. Kind of get those edges lined up. Perfect. And then for this tag, what I did is I cut that zip strip down in half again, and I'm making a little faux tag, a little faux ribbon actually for my tag. So I've just folded that in half, take some Tim Holtz mini stapler, and go ahead and put that down. And then if it's too long on my card like here, I can just cut it down just a little bit. So it's perfect for just making a quick card. And I'm going to angle this one the opposite direction. Perfect. All right. And now I could either pop it or I could just lay it flat. And I tend to lay things flat just because it's easier to mail. And then I'm going to go ahead and again, you could put it straight or angle it. I'm curious, are you an angle person or do you like things nice and straight? Now to finish them up, I think it would be fun to add some sequins. You don't need to, but I have lots of these loose silver sequins from Close to My Heart in the past. I think the key for sequins is to always do them in odd numbers. So maybe you'll do it, 3, or on this card I did 5. And I'm gonna just randomly lay these out. They're nice because some of them are like halogen, some of them are silver, and then some of them are pure white. So I have a pure white one there. It's a little bit bigger. I have this little one that's a star. And I think this one's probably too little. I'll put a different white up there. There we go. So they're a little bit stuck to my finger right now, but I can go ahead and glue them down. Right now I'm going to use just a regular wet glue that I'm using, but if you really want to make sure your sequins stay on well, you'll want to use something like liquid glass, because then for sure that sequin is going to be on good and fast. So there we go. I had picked up my other sequins. So let's just set those down, and again, I'm doing them in odd numbers, so I went with 5. And I just touch that. Use my scissors since I didn't bring my tweezers to the camera. And pop this little guy on that star. Perfect. Okay, and then we have 2 down here. And that's how quick this card went. So if you're cutting a 12 by 12 sheet of paper, you can get quite a few cards done of this one pattern. So there you go. It's the same card, just using 2 different color palettes. I think they're both really cute. Well, I appreciate you tuning in today, and let me know if you have any questions. I will tell you that things are selling out. Close to My Heart's new policy is that they guarantee, well, they don't guarantee the stamps in stock for a whole year after anymore. So sometimes during a catalog cycle, if they sell out, they're gone. So if you see something that you really like, especially if it has a thin cut die or a stencil, be sure to pick it up. Well, have a happy Thanksgiving and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you. Bye.